As we know, Sunday is a special day for Christians, but here on GB News we acknowledge that faith comes in all shapes and sizes. And each week on The Political Correction, we aim to talk to someone at the heart of his or her community about what brings us together. In other words, our common ground. And I'm delighted to say that joining us now in the studio is seminarian and political commentator Calvin Robinson. Calvin, thank you for joining us here in the studio.
It's all my pleasure.
Today, so we're going to talk about one of your favourite subjects first. We're going to talk about wokeism, wokeism in the church.
Right.
Give us your thoughts.
Oh, it's taking over. It is the new religion, wokeism. People are obsessed with race, gender, sexuality, all of the immutable characteristics, the things about ourselves we cannot help. They're obsessed with dividing us on these and focusing on these as if they are the most important thing about us. Whereas in my faith, in Christianity, the thing that unites us is our Christian faith. We are all one in the identity of Christ. But even if you're not a Christian, surely you should be focusing on the fact that we're all British, no matter what religion, what race, ethnicity, all these things don't matter, sexuality, none of them matter. It's all about what brings us together. But the church is just another public institution that has become totally obsessed with woke. You know,
Calvin, is it beyond the point of redemption, to use the word, in the sense that, I mean, traditionally, as you know, the Church of England was called the Conservative Party at prayer.
Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty much the Lib Dems at prayer now, isn't it, in terms of its kind of orthodox thinking? Expand on that then. You think it can be won back?
It's still Conservatives at prayer. The congregation, the masses, the faithful people who turn up and sit on the pews week in, week out are generally small c Conservative, as are most people in this country, I believe. The problem is the hierarchy. The bishops, they are the Lib Dems at prayer, and they are the ones sneering down their noses at people that read the Daily Mail, the Express, and watch GB News. They think they are above us for some reason. They have a moral superiority. They've forgotten that we're all equal. But can we reform it? Can we fix it? For the last few months and years, I've been of the argument, yes, we can, we need to change it from within. But I've come to the conclusion that actually that's pretty much a Ramona stance. And, throughout the Brexit referendum, I would say you cannot reform an institution that is corrupt. You need to leave it. And I've come to the conclusion that actually I need to leave the Church of England because I don't think it is redeemable.
The Brexit point is interesting, actually, because I recall bishops being asked for their views on Brexit at the time, and almost exclusively, certainly overwhelmingly, they were all in favour of remaining in the EU, some of them in quite a militant way, and some of them made these terrible dire warnings of what would happen if we had Brexit go back to the 1930s. I imagine that probably wasn't a reflection of people in the pews as well on that issue.
No, I think 70% of the congregations voted to leave the European Union. So that's more than the people of the country, actually. Christians were more for vote leave than the vast majority of people. But the bishops, 1 out of 116 of them outwardly voted to leave the European Union. And he was demoted from a bishop back to a parish priest and sent to the far end of the British Empire. So that just goes to show you what you get for speaking out. You know, you stick your head above the parapet and it gets chopped off.